All right, the dance is in full swing. 16 games today, 16 games tomorrow, including a pair right here at PNC Arena in Raleigh, North Carolina. Of course, all eyes from the Commonwealth trained on #1 seed UVA as they try to make a national splash. It's been quite a transformation for UVA basketball under Tony Bennett. Welcome back to the Greenbrier. Now, the PGA Tour may still be without a healthy Tiger Woods, but no real discussion of that this week as they've got a pretty strong, solid, and deep field to contend here. And you'll notice there's a good number of European Tour stars that haven't been here before. Also, some of golf's young guns are here in force, setting up to be an exciting 5th edition. Welcome back live to Redskins Camp, and let's see, we've had Joe Gibbs, Jim Zorn, Mike Shanahan, now Jay Gruden. This Redskins offense has been overhauled more than my 1994 Jeep Cherokee lately. It's scary, and guess what? It's happening yet again. But this time around, the Redskins feel like they have enough high-character guys to handle yet another transition. New coach, new offense, and new playbook. Well, first of all, Karen, you touched on it already. This is basically an elimination game in the ACC tonight. I am not a math major, wasn't a math major, but 3 conference losses won't get you anywhere in the ACC. 2, and you've got a shot. So both of these teams still have a shot if they get a win tonight. That said, the Hokies have had plenty of success against a very good Hurricane program over the past couple of years, winning 6 of the past 8 games.
We have a great...
Welcome back live to Reiner, where the Eagles program has undergone a transformation. 2 words, Jack Turner. And they welcome the little engine that could in an undefeated Roanoke Catholic team, 3-0 under Coach Bob Price. Here's what you need to know about them. They only dress 21 players. Thanks a lot, John. What better way to kick off the high school football season? Practice started today. Then with the college announcement from what we consider one of the premier football families in Southwest Virginia. The Edmonds family is here. Tremaine is poised and ready beside me. Jason Stamm, our recruiting guru at HokieHaven.com, Rivals.com, is here. He's poised and ready to break down why the youngest Edmonds brother so heavily sought after. Jason, tell me about it.
Well, I tell you, Tremaine is one of those guys that even before I actually saw him and really got to see, knew about him, knew about his brothers who went through the whole process, and I'd heard for so long that he was going to be the best one of the group. Maybe his brothers would disagree with that, but, Tremaine is so athletic, he's so long, and he can just do so many things, and, he came out, he was at our Rivals Camp in Washington, D.C. in April, and seeing him actually go against some of the best players in the country, in the region, I mean, it was really clear that he's a top 250 player in the country. We've got him at 217 right now, and I think that's probably, not even really showing how good of a player he is.
And great athlete. Looks like he can play about anywhere.
Oh, he really can. I mean, he's projected as a linebacker, but, for Dan River, he plays a little bit of everything, and all these guys have. And, I don't think there's been a position yet where he hasn't excelled at, and, I think he's got just a huge, huge future ahead of him wherever he does pick to go.
All right, I want to mention we're live on HokieHaven.com, nationally on Rivals.com with this announcement, so we are nationwide. We can look, here we are live streaming as we speak, just a slight delay, so soon the rest of the nation will know the time has arrived. Tremaine. The 4 finalists, let me get them out here: Maryland, Virginia Tech, USC, and Wake Forest in no particular order, so the floor is yours, sir.
Yes, sir. Thanks very much for the introduction. First of all, I'd just like to thank all the colleges that took their time out to, show interest in me. It meant a lot to me. But the time is here, like you said, so the next 4 years, I'll be attending Virginia Tech University.
All right, there you have it. He goes down. He goes down for the hat. The hat is officially on. In both the Cup and truck races, you'll no doubt notice the throwback paint scheme out there. It's the story behind the 34 that needs to be told. Lucky for us, we have our own wheelman, as WSLS 10's Jonathan Merryman is here to explain the link from Danville through Martinsville to the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Jonathan.
Well, John, when you think about Martinsville, you think about the rich history that the track has lent to NASCAR over the years. In fact, the area as a whole plays a key role in the sport's history, from the low bank bump and run throwback racing to the local legends who had to use the chrome horn to get around there. And on one of those legends is none other than Danville's own Wendell Scott, who will go into the Hall of Fame in 2015. It's no secret that in NASCAR's early years, there was no room for an African-American driver in the sport. But in true stock car racing fashion, Wendell Scott put a bumper to the status quo during the 60s and 70s. He was a race car driver in NASCAR, and in December of 1963, he became the sport's only African-American winner. Fast forward some 50 years later, and Wendell Scott is now a NASCAR Hall of Famer.
It was just a moment of exhilaration, jubilation. It was just all the adjectives that you can think of that describes excitement.
For the first time in my life, I was overcome with emotion. It was almost like a shock wave ran through me.
A shock wave that started in Jacksonville, Florida on December 1st, 1963, when he won that historical race, and one that was rejuvenated when Darrell Wallace Jr., a driver Wendell Jr. discovered at only 15 years old, became the first African-American to win a Truck Series race last fall at Martinsville, vaulting Scott's story into the national spotlight.
But he was good enough to win a major race in a major series, which gives us hope. And it took a 15-year-old to get Wendell Scott recognition. That's amazing.
The type person that he is, we're so impressed that he has that demeanor, has that integrity that we witnessed in him to represent my father's legacy in that way, you know.
But even with his selection, there are still naysayers and those who discount Scott's accomplishments, something he prepared his sons for over the years.
But Daddy had another way of telling us how to deal with it. Feed trouble with a long-handled spoon, but don't run from it.
It's very easy to ignore people like that. They're always detractors. I've heard people say Michael Jordan couldn't play basketball. You know, you have people out there that don't really know. They don't see the struggle that we went through and the hardships that we face. So, you know, we don't get upset about that. We just smile and say, you know, you're entitled to your opinion.
Teddy Roosevelt once said, "Never throughout history has a man who lived a life of ease left a name worth remembering." And one thing's for sure, Wendell Scott's life was not an easy one, and with his place in NASCAR's Hall, he surely won't be forgotten.
The best 2A teams in our area doing battle. Our game of the week was 10 weeks in the making. 10 weeks. 9 wins each, not a single loss. They get a bye. Glenvar's Road, not as dominant as Giles, but impressive nonetheless. Jonathan Merryman spent the night in Harrisburg to see if the Highlanders could mount a challenge against the defending 2A state champs.
Well, hey there, John. Yeah, we're here at Giles, and before the game, we were talking a little bit, and I kind of thought that this game was going to come down to the fourth quarter. But to my surprise, I was wrong. Giles' defense stepped up tonight, and they had one heck of a game against Glenvar.
All right, thanks, Jonathan. It is a special night in Giles for another reason, as tonight they took time out to honor their legendary Spartans coach, Steve Ragsdale. 3 decades of service. Lindsay Ward has more on the newest inductee to the VHSL Hall of Fame.
Abby, you'd be hard-pressed to find a more respected person in this community, but Coach Ragsdale's former players tell me he taught them more than just the single wing. The Spartans huddle up to take the field on this cold Friday night. The stands are filled with die-hard fans. One guy always on the sidelines is former football player Anthony Gray.
Spartan pride, baby! Giles High School, we've got a great reputation. I mean, 30-year program, 30-year state, baby.
A reputation he and many others say was built by former coach Steve Ragsdale. What would this program be without Coach Ragsdale?
Number 67.
We might not have a football team. And that's honest. I mean, before him, football here was not successful, and he put it on the map. He built a program. Within 2 or 3 years, he built a program.
And the proof of that successful program is sitting on the sidelines, lit up for fans to see. These are the state championship signs that are fixtures under the scoreboard. 3 of the state titles were won under Coach Ragsdale's leadership, and his winning record has landed him in the VHSL Hall of Fame. The school and community brought him center field at halftime to say thank you.
This was my life for 30-some years, and to be honored, you know, to be recognized like this, it just means everything.
Coach Ragsdale was quick to point to the crowd, thanking them for support. He says this program wasn't built solely by him, but the students, faculty, and community.
When I was coaching, I never felt like we had an away ball game. When we went on the road, I knew we were going to have more fans there and they were going to make more noise than whoever it was we were playing.
Fans continue to make noise as cheerleaders unveil one more token of appreciation. Coach Ragsdale says when he got that call from the VHSL back in June saying he was going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame in October, he said he was so shocked and honored to be recognized at that level. In Giles County, Lindsay Ward, WSLS 10 Sports.
All right, meanwhile, while Steele spent time in victory lane, our own Jonathan Merryman was getting seat time in his racing debut.
This weekend's racing at Franklin County Speedway was packed full of door-to-door action. Literally, I had the opportunity to participate in the U-Car division driving Eric Winslow's blue and yellow Honda, a car that finished with a few more colors on the door.
You was willing to put the bumper somebody and make a pass, you know. You can't be scared, and you wasn't scared of it.
That car's got a little bit of character now. It was pristine and looking good at the start of the day, but it looks like a race car now. It's got a little character is what we like to call it, and you mix it up with a few guys, and that's what you got to do. Get out here, get some experience, and have a little fun at it. And you know, the car's missing a headlight, but you know that's all right. You know, it ain't nothing but a sticker, so it's in good shape.
The headlight wasn't the only thing we lost out there.
The tire just blew. Get a tire. Come on the pit road. You're right where the tire just blew.
I blew a tire halfway through the race, resulting in a 12th place finish.
As soon as they drop it, go.
The race is 25 laps, and you know you're running regular street car tires, so you know you got to kind of be easy on the car for the first 10-15 laps, and then so you can save the tires because they build up so much air.
You know, in that Days of Thunder scene where they say your way and my way, where you was driving it your way the first part, and you toned it down a little bit and made it to the end of the race. You know, I guess you thought you had to make a pit stop like the big boys out there, give that a shot too in your first time.
Overall, a successful day here, in my opinion, at Franklin County Speedway. As you can tell, my race car is a little beat up, but a race car is not a race car without a couple battle scars, right? We might have made a couple people mad, but we did well enough for Eric to invite us back out here, so we might be back out here sometime soon.
We love coming out here and racing. The thing is, both of these cars don't have any writing on them, and we got to get some sponsors on the cars, but you know, we get it out here all the time, and anytime we got the cash to go, you're more than welcome to come run the car again. We'd love to have you, and you know, come on out here and have some fun at Franklin County Speedway.
In Franklin County, Jonathan Merryman with WSLS 10 Sports.
Well, Coach Tim Cromer is well known in high school football circles. His Blue Demons are perennial contenders. But off-season football conditioning is not where he's been spending his winter. He can be a bit of a demon, a blue one at that, stalking the sidelines for Christiansburg. Head football coach Tim Cromer puts the eye in intense when his team takes the field.
Quit making excuses and run the ball like you're supposed to.
Puppy dogs need not apply.
Let's go puppy dog, puppy dog, puppy dog. Let's go right here, puppy dog.
The first night I went maybe to mid-court, and one of the officials made a comment that I had forgotten it was 25-25. But, you know, this has been really good for me. It's caused me to have patience with myself.
It's a zone. What are we doing, Jesse? Out.
Yeah, he has been pretty calm. Sometimes he gets like worked up on the court, but usually most of the time he's pretty calm.
That's Cromer's daughter, Kaylin, an 8th grader who plays on the JV team and, yes, now plays for Dad. Her team was coachless after the varsity coach was suspended, then resigned, and their JV coach, Shelly Pearson, moved up to fill the void.
We had a game postponed, and I just wanted to know why. And you know, it was a no-brainer for me as far as helping. First of all, my daughter's involved in the program, and I'm a Blue Demon. I bleed blue and gold, so you know, they needed some help, and I was glad to do it.
Is it their ball? It's their ball, right? Our ball. Hey, it's our ball, yeah. Hey, it's our ball, blue ball.
We needed that. We needed that one. Thank you.
It's hardwood, not grass, but Coach Cromer is proving they are all his turf when it comes to practicing his craft.
I mean, he's really nice, so I feel like he doesn't treat us like his football team because he knows we're girls and we take it a little more offensively.
Coaching girls may be a little bit different than coaching boys, but coaching's coaching, and you know, I think that this has taught me patience. and it's something new for me. So, you know, it's making me a better coach. So I'm getting something out of it as well.
And away, Alexis! Yes! Oh! Good job, girlfriend.